Good morning again, Wired fam. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. We are in East Tennessee on Fort Loudon Lake, and as you guys know, this is our Becoming a Better Crappie Angler series, okay? So this is episode 2, and in episode 1, if you hadn't seen that, go back and watch it. We went over what you need, the basics or the basic setup that you need to be a successful crappie fisherman. So we went over baits, line, rod, reel, you know, the necessities of what you need. So go back, watch that. This is part 2 or episode 2 of that series. And we are on the lake, as you can tell today. It is a little chilly here in East Tennessee. It's gotten cold. It's end of October, obviously. And it is going to be a good day, I do believe. So we are going to take what we learned last episode, the basics of crappie fishing, and we're going to move it over to the lake, and we're going to tell you guys how we approach the lake to start out as a starting crappie fisherman and be successful while on the water. So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're not going to want to miss it. Alright guys, so welcome back. As you can see, we have a dock in the background, okay? That's kind of what we're going to do today. So as a starting crappie fisherman, somebody who, you know, maybe has one fish finder, doesn't have a whole lot, doesn't have Livescope, doesn't have a whole lot of knowledge of how crappie move during the season and react, and one way to be very successful on the water is fishing docks. Okay guys, a lot of you guys are going to comment on this and say, well, we can't fish docks on our lake because, you know, the Corps doesn't let us, or our state says that the owner of the dock owns the water under the dock. There's a lot of different reasons why some of you guys can't fish docks, and I'm sorry for that. I hate that for you guys, because docks are a tremendous way to quickly find schools of crappie. Generally, when you find crappie on a dock, guys, they're going to be schooled up. Okay, they're going to be schooled up under that dock, and they're going to be active. A lot of times those fish are going to be active. Now, can you pull up there and catch every fish under that dock? Not necessarily, but you're going to find fish that'll eat under docks most of the time. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to fish a dock today, but first I'm going to show you guys what fish look like under a dock. Okay, so stay right with us. We're going to move over to the big motor. I'm going to show you guys what fish look like under a dock, and then we'll try to catch one. Okay, be right back. All right guys, so one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my graph on right only. Okay, so I'm going to go right down here because we got the dock on the right hand side of the screen, so I want that right only. Okay guys, now we're gonna coast by here. We're gonna coast by this dock. I got the dock right here in front of us, okay, and we're gonna cruise right by this dock, and we're gonna see if we can see any fish on this dock. All right, let's see here. There they are, guys. Check them out. That is what you're looking for. 15 foot of water, like I was talking about, 8 to 15 foot. There's your fish right there. Fish, 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 fish. Look at all them fish on that dock, guys. All right, that's right at the beginning of the dock. See, there's a pole, fish in the middle. There's a pole, fish, 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 fish. See if we can catch one. So a lot of you guys are gonna ask the question, okay, Matt, how do I know which docks to fish? Well, it's real simple. I use my Navionics, okay, which I'm going to show you guys a picture of now. All right. What I do is to identify those docks on Navionics, as you can see here, okay, we've got docks in a creek, all right? So if you look here on these docks, it's real simple. You want to start in a creek. You want to start with those docks that have the, I'm not going to say the most water under them, but that water depth that you're looking for your time of year underneath them, okay? So summer, you want those deep docks. Spring, fall, and winter, you want those mid-range docks. You want something that's got, you know, somewhere between 8 and 15 feet under it. So 8 and 15 feet of water on those docks, and you can look right here on Navionics. I've circled a couple for you. Those are the docks that you want to look for, okay, in those certain times of year. So it's real easy now that we have all these apps and all this electronics, you know, stuff that we can get on our phone. It's real easy, especially if you don't have, okay, if you don't have electronics and you want to try to go find fish, you can look on your Navionics. Everybody has a smartphone. Download that on your smartphone. You can look at that, okay, and you can say, well, this dock's good, that dock's not, this one's too shallow, this one's too deep. I want to find the docks that have that 8 to 15 foot of water under them in the spring, fall, and winter. Summer, I want to stay out there in that 15 to 25, and I want to try to find those fish that are set up a little deeper. So, you know, you can utilize some tools to really help you be more successful on the water, okay? So when I go to a new lake, guys, the first thing that I do is look at my docks, okay? If I can fish docks and I can fish marinas, marinas are the same thing as a dock, okay? Marinas are great, guys, and let me tell you why. Because a marina typically has shallow water on one end and deep water on the other end. So you really have a whole range of structure, okay? That marina is structure to those fish, and you have it in every depth possible, okay? Most of the time, because those marinas start at the bank and they work their way out into deeper water. So you've got a whole range of water that you can locate fish in. So marinas are really, really great. Docks are really, really great. Those are two visible structures. If you're a beginning crappie fisherman, that visible structure is what you're looking for, okay, as a beginning crappie fisherman. Now, we're going to get more into electronics later in this series. We're going to get more into that offshore structure later in this series. But as a starting crappie fisherman, and as a tournament angler and a professional crappie fisherman myself, I still, when I go to a new lake, I still start at visible structure, because I want to go catch fish, catch them quick, get a limit in the boat. If I'm fishing a tournament, it's all about getting a limit in a boat, so I got to get a limit of fish in the boat, and I like to do that a lot of times on visible structure. Now, a lot of times when you're looking at visible structure, especially with your side imaging and your graphs and things, you will see or find offshore brush out in front of that visible structure. So, you know, it's a win-win, right? But for the crappie fisherman that doesn't necessarily have the electronics, doesn't necessarily have the ability to find that offshore structure, visible structure holds a ton of fish. And if you're just a crappie fisherman looking to go catch fish, put some fish in the freezer, and have a fish fry with the family, visible structure, guys, is loaded. Docks, marinas, standing timber, laydowns, that's all visible structure, okay? That's what I consider visible structure, and it's loaded with fish, okay? You just have to find it in the right depths. That's where your Navionics on your phone comes into play, just like I showed you earlier, okay? All right, guys, so we found fish. There's fish on the dock, okay? They're right here on this corner. How are we gonna get under that dock to catch those fish? So we're gonna utilize a technique called shooting docks, okay? So what it is, this is a 6 foot, okay? Got a 6 foot ACC crappie stick, Fluger Tryon, size 25 reel, 4-pound vicious monofilament, high vis vicious 4-pound test. Got a 32nd ounce. When I shoot docks, I like to use a 32nd ounce for that slow fall, and the Moon Glow stump bug, okay? Moon Glow stump bug, 32nd ounce, all mono. And what we're gonna do, again, is shoot this dock. So we're gonna take this line in our index finger on our right hand. We're gonna take that jig about the first eye of our rod, okay? You guys see that? Let me get down here. First eye on our rod, and then we're going to load that up, okay? Pull that jig all the way back there to about the end of the rod. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna let go with your left hand, you hold the jig head, not the hook, okay? And we're gonna let go simultaneously, like so, okay? We're gonna shoot that jig under that dock. And all we're trying to do here is get that jig underneath that dock to where those fish are, obviously. A little too close. There he is, guys. Nice fish. Nice fish. All right. That's it. That's it, Wired fam. Docks, okay? Go out there. Visible structure, okay? Start with visible structure. That's key to learning patterns of crappie, finding schools of fish, and putting them in the boat. So I appreciate you guys for watching. As always, God bless. Make sure you subscribe, guys. You got to subscribe so that you can catch every one of our episodes, Becoming a Better Crappie Angler, okay? This series. So make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you, as always. God bless, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.